Hi, I'm Sifu Leo from Austria. Welcome to another video on Kung Fu philosophy and demonstration. There are manifold ways to use the legs in Shaolin Kung Fu. The most obvious are traditional stances, footwork and certainly kicks. But this is by far not all we can do with our lower limbs. The Shaolin masters of the past summed up the 36 leg techniques, which were kept as a top secret, only taught to a few selected disciples. My Sifu, Grandmaster Wong Kyu Kit, was lucky enough to have learned all these 36 techniques. He once met up with a senior Ng Mui Kung Fu practitioner of another school, who had learned 35 of them, but his master refused to teach him the last one. Sifu made a guess with hook spring leg. The master approved and asked Sifu if he would show it to him. Sifu, who didn't want to interfere with the other man's master, said that he can teach it to him, but that he would apply it when they do free sparring. The Ng Mui master agreed, and so they sparred, until Sifu felled him to the ground using the legendary hook spring leg, which is also found in Wong Fei Hung's lineage. Unfortunately, the master didn't realize what had happened, and therefore still only had 35 of the leg techniques. Many years later, in his generosity in passing on the Shaolin treasures to future generations, Sifu published a list of the 36 leg techniques on his website, which is a good example of hiding secrets in the open. By knowing the techniques and even seeing them performed, most Kung Fu practitioners would still be puzzled as how to apply them effectively. The collection contains a lot of different kicks, but also interesting techniques to fell or throw the opponent, as well as to neutralize incoming kicks and much more. A technique can be used in many different patterns. For instance, this is a snap kick. It is done by lifting the knee and then snapping the foot upwards, hitting the target with the instep. It can be used in patterns like Yellow Bird plays with water or White Crane flaps wings. Although the hands are moved differently, the kicking technique stays the same. Therefore, there are even much more kicking patterns in Kung Fu, which make use of the technical ways to move the legs. Not only did my Sifu reveal the list of the 36 leg techniques, which you can see here, he also composed a Kung Fu set including all the techniques and offered a course to learn the application and find points. By the way, when recording the video, Sifu was nearly 70 years old, which is quite inspiring. Contrary to other martial arts and sports, high kicks are regarded a risk in traditional Kung Fu, as you expose the groin and, compared to a punch, you need relatively much time to recover from kicks higher than the stomach area. Although they are usually not favored, high kicks do exist, but are reserved for special situations. So this set is the exception from the general rule. The Shaolin 36 leg technique set has been on my wish list for a long time, and now its time has come. After some months of an increased daily stretching routine and practicing the set, here's my recording in fast and slow tempo. I keep telling my students that they should always start slow and only increase the speed gradually when they can execute a pattern correctly. This is very important for hand techniques. But when it comes to kicks, they are so much easier to perform when done fast and fluently. While performing a few rounds using speed and force, until I was satisfied, was quite demanding, it was even more challenging to record the slow version, which requires proper body control. Enjoy! that's my take on the Shaolin 36 leg techniques. Isn't it a great set? While Southern Shaolin is most famous for its hand patterns, this set confirms that it is also very versatile in its use of the legs. In my personal practice during the last months, I used to practice other sets too, to prevent forgetting my beloved hand techniques. Leave a comment if you'd like me to start a video series on the application of the Shaolin 36 leg techniques. And don't forget to subscribe as not to miss any updates on my channel. See you soon!